What's up, everyone? This is Boston Chris. Welcome back to my channel, Boston Chris Comics. So, as my last video, as I had stated, that I had gotten a package from Evangelon, or Evan, as we all call him, who sent me a bunch of books that he wanted to go ahead and pick up, send my way. There's a pretty decent amount of books that I got here, so I'm actually really happy to be able to have these. But I'm gonna start this off and get right to it, just because it's not a super huge amount, but it's pretty decent. So rather than sit there and listen to me talk and ramble on about everything that's going on, let me just go ahead and get to the books. So first we have True Believers, Fantastic Four, John Byrne. I don't have this issue. I think this is issue. Actually, they always say in the back what issue it was. So this is issue 232. Really cool cover. And I know this is like one of the, I guess, iconic stories from the Byrne run, but I've never read it, so I'm definitely gonna go ahead and get to reading on that and figure out what's so special about the story and everything else. This is a book that I would love to go ahead and actually own the actual physical copy of, but for now, True Believers is where I have it, so I'm happy for that. And I love picking up the True Believers. They're great books to pick up. Next we have a little bit of What If action here. So we have What If Thor Battled Conan. This is actually a pretty thick issue as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing this fight play out and seeing what actually happens, because when you're talking about some heavyweights going toe to toe, like I have the What If Wolverine battled Conan, but this is Thor and Conan, so this is pretty cool. It's kind of a weird battle if you think about it, because Conan he's not super powered, but he's just like, I guess in his time you would consider him to be like the biggest badass in the entire Samaria region or whatever in his world. And Thor being a god, I mean, you figure how would he stand up? But then you see, throughout Conan's stories and movies and stuff, he fights wizards and all types of creatures and things that he shouldn't be able to stand up against. He's stood toe to toe with them and come out on top. So definitely, like I said, a fun read. I'm gonna enjoy reading this one, so I can't wait to get into that. Next we have What If Wolverine Was an Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is from Volume 2 of What If. This could be pretty cool. When I think about Wolverine being like a covert op and everything, this, I guess, could be, I guess, similar to how he was when he was back in the day with I think it was Department H, during the Weapon X years and everything like that, prior to him joining up with Alpha Flight and everything. So that could be pretty cool stuff. Next we have Avengers: The Initiative. This is issue number 1, right? Yes, issue number 1. This was a pretty cool book, because this is after Civil War, when they had formed the this is, I think, the Mighty Avengers, and it's Frank Cho. So Frank Cho does really nice art, really cool stuff within it. So definitely a cool book to have. And honestly too, potentially, I don't know, like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh, spec book, because I don't think, I don't know. But, this could be close to what you see the team looking like after the whole Avengers 4 thing goes out, like with, Captain Marvel, aka Ms. Marvel, the Wasp, Iron Man. I don't think you're going to see Sentry or Wonder Man, but, you have, Black Widow. Let's see, on this is Black Widow, Captain Marvel, or Ms. Marvel, the Wasp, and Iron Man, who are all in the movies right now. As far as getting Ares, Sentry, and Wonder Man, I don't think so. But cool book to have, like I said. Next we have Daredevil number 163. So this is actually in line with the Frank Miller run, and in this issue he's taking on the Hulk. Never read it. This is pre-Elektra, so the run started off at issue number 158 with the Darkstalker, and now this is leading up to Elektra and Bullseye and all the fight that they have. So pretty cool issue to have. Definitely one that I'm happy with because that's part of the run. Next we have Amazing Spider-Man number 25, and I don't remember where specifically it was. I'm pretty sure it was on Facebook. Somebody had, pretty much made a comment about, like, I had made a comment, I guess, talking about how, paying $10 for this issue is insane. And they were just like, it's a double thick issue in a first appearance, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I will wait till I find it in the dollar bin and pick it up. Well, Evan went ahead and found it for me, so happy that I didn't pay $10 for this. I didn't even pay $1 for it, so super happy about that. Next we have Lady Death. This is, I don't even know what issue number it is, and I'm not 100% sure. I have to check the notes here. It's from 1996. So I don't know much about Lady Death. I know who she is. I know that she came out of the Evil Ernie comics, and you had was it Chaos Comics and everything like that. That was their deal. But funny enough, and I'm looking to see the cover because when I looked in the cover itself, it's very hard to see just because of the fact that it's a shiny chromium cover and everything like that, and it's cool because it's a cool wraparound. And I'm looking to see if there's anything that I can distinguish to say, okay, this is to confirm who did the cover. But I look at it, and I'm gonna try to see if I can show it to you. You might not be able to see it, probably not. Or is it? So, if you look, it says Hughes 96, right? So I don't know for sure. I can't tell, just because of the fact is there's nothing in the back here that says specifically who did the cover on this. But it's possible that this is an Adam Hughes cover. I don't really know because it says art, creator and writer Brian Pulido, illustrator. Oh, Stephen Hughes. All right, there we go, perfectly. So Stephen Hughes, not Adam Hughes. So. But really cool stuff. My first Lady Death issue ever. I don't have any Lady Death stuff, so pretty cool. Yeah. Then we have some pretty awesome stuff coming back to my childhood. G.I. Joe. So we have G.I. Joe issue number 6. This is the newsstand edition. I don't have this newsstand. This is a really good book to have. Then we have issue number 8. So another really cool book to have. For this, I have the second print, not the first. So this is the first, I guess, direct edition that I actually have. The other one is just the second print. And the way you can tell is it'll have down in this corner here, Spider-Man's face will be black. So that's awesome as well. Next we have issue number 13. So this here is the first appearance of Destro, and it's a newsstand, which is awesome. I have another one of these. I don't think it's a newsstand though. I'm not sure, because to be honest with you, my run is pretty well rounded. I don't have the whole thing yet. I'm still waiting on a few books, but I have a hard time sometimes figuring out whether it's newsstand, whether it's or just the first direct edition, just because the fact is there's so many different things you see. But just to give an example, so this is a cameo of Destro, so you can kind of see without going crazy. So I see his head right there, and then there's kind of a silhouette shot of him right there. So this is his first cameo. And then also was able to pick up issue number 14. The issue 14 that I have is a little beat up, so this is in remarkably better condition than that one. So this is the first full appearance of Destro. So another really cool book to have. Let me see. There it is. All right, here we go. So there's probably more of him in there, but this is the first one I found. So there he is right there, standing there. So first full Destro, cool. Then we have issue number 73. Really cool issue. Funny enough is I used to have this toy, this helicopter here. I forget what it's called though. It's not the Cobra Rattler, because Rattler is I forget what it's called. But it was a bomb helicopter that had the 3 pieces to it, and then this big bomb on the bottom of it. Really really cool stuff. But that was one of my favorite toys growing up. Next we have issue number 75. So pretty cool bondage cover. And I know some people love the bondage covers. So Baroness tied to the front of a Cobra Hiss, and Serpentor, basically leading her into battle. And then this is, I think, like where Cobra starts kind of falling apart and having the infighting going on in between them and Cobra Commander and his loyalists versus Serpentor and his. And if I'm not mistaken, Serpentor dies in this issue. I might be wrong. I know he definitely gets killed in one issue. It's like really anticlimactic. He gets shot in the head or in the chest with an arrow. It's like, and it's kind of like out of nowhere. Like he's just kind of chilling, going into battle, and then all of a sudden it's just like it's nailed, and that's it. So next we have Judge Dredd number 2. So this can go along with my number 1. Definitely an awesome book to have. I don't have this run, but just starting to get this underway. We'll see what happens. Like I'll probably try to pick it up, hit here and there. I'm not gonna go crazy with it, but I'm definitely gonna try to get my hands on whatever I can from this run through the Eagle Comics here. Definitely cool stuff. Next we have these books that I had come across through just kind of the internet itself. Like I was reading about just this comic that was talking about this. It was like an indie book, and just looking into it, and it's called it was called Deep Fried, and it's a pretty crazy book. It features, not this one. This one's kind of a I guess volume 2 of the actual it's a volume 2 of the Deep Fried, I guess, comic itself. But there's a bunch of crazy stuff that goes on here, and I'm not going to show it because this is really like adult oriented. Lots of swearing. There's a lot of violence and crazy stuff that goes on in these books. So definitely not for kids, but if you can find them, they're very funny and really cool to read. These ones, this one here doesn't feature the story that I was alluding to before, but these next ones coming up have what's called a story called Weapon Brown. So this is the issue number 1. This is the first appearance of Weapon Brown, and what it basically is it's Charlie Brown, kind of told in a different way, where he's in a dystopian future that in some way, shape, or form was caused by, I think, like Lucy Van Pelt and everything. But they just have all types of crazy stuff going on, and I'm looking to make sure that there's nothing too like risque or anything like terrible that I can show this. So so this is it. So that's Weapon Brown. Charlie Brown's in this trench coat, and he's got that mechanical arm, and he's on a mission to try to set things right in his messed up future. But it's hilarious. Like all the Peanuts characters are in here, and it's just ridiculous. Like the story itself, like he's insane, like the way it goes. But it's really fun story. So we also have issue number 2. So there's a better look at Weapon Brown right there. And if you remember the Peanuts specials and cartoons, Lucy would always have the psychiatrist help Booth, and Charlie Brown would go there and try to get help from her and figure out what to do with his life, and she would go ahead and yell at him. So this is Charlie Brown being like, oh, the doctor's out, because he's gonna kill the doctor. Next we have issue number 3. And these guys here end up being so it's like Beepo and I don't know who the other guy is. Hold on, see if I can find it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll end up reading it and let you know. But so these two are like basically the main characters in the book. Like they're in every story, no matter which issue. But you know, they also have you know, all these just like crazy stuff going on. But like I said, not for kids at all. So definitely one that, you know, like just be careful like when you you know, like it's one of those things where I just say like this: if you end up picking these books up and think, oh, this will be fun for my kid to read, no, it won't. It's not good for your kid to read. Let's see, and then get issue number 5. Oh, sorry, issue number 4, the super ripoff edition, and you know, so again, like you know, if you're looking for just some kind of like outlandish humor, outlandish adult humor, those are fun books to pick up. All right, moving on, we have Transformers. This is from Generation 2. This is issue number 2. This is only, I think, a 12-issue run, and this is supposed to be like a more grown-up version of the Transformers, where you have, you know, just more violence and everything going on. And the fun part with this one is that there's actual Cobra featured in this one. So I don't know if it's G.I. Joe and Cobra or what, but hold on for 1 second.
Said I could not make up my mind.
Yeah, so let me show, because it's Cobra Commander. So see Cobra Commander in there and everything. So this one they actually, you know, kind of have a, you know, just throwback to the G.I. Joe and Cobra comics and stuff like that. But like I said, like this one, you know, Optimus Prime and Megatron and everybody is supposed to be kind of like hardcore, and you know, it's supposed to really like, you know, step into a more adult realm with you know, the Transformers just kind of being, you know, out there and, you know, just shooting and killing and stuff like that. But next we have, I think actually my favorite book that I had picked up out of this entire run, that he had got for me and everything, and that is Thundercats #1. Yes, the first appearance of the Thundercats, and Mumra as well too. So definitely a cool book to have, and this one's awesome for the mere fact that it also has the you know, the origin of the Thundercats and everything. So it's just like, you know, you see you know, Lionel, and he's actually a kid, which is what he's supposed to be. Like, I know in the show he's pretty much grown and everything like that, but he gets, I think, aged up, and I'll read and confirm it, but like he gets aged up by like the Sword of Omens. It's just like, you know, he didn't, like, he's only supposed to be, I want to say, like maybe like a 15-year-old kid, and then you know, through the power of the sword and everything else, he, you know, ends up, you know, becoming grown, you know, and he tells it, he's like, I'm grown and and everything like that. So you know, but in reality, so it's kind of like a Shazam type thing, but I don't know. But yeah, so issue #1. Then we have issue #2, and I think, I don't know specifically because I haven't read them, but I think the mutants also appear in this as well. Let me see. Yeah, they do. So this is the second appearance of everybody here. Then we got issue #3, Panthro. And we have issue #13. So I don't know how long this run actually was. I want to say it was like somewhere in the 20s. That one, either 25, 26 issues. But you know, pretty cool stuff there. Then we have Samurai Penguin. We got issue #1. So I already have issue #1, and I was able to pick up issue #2, and I have issue #4 as well. But he picked this up as well, and then finally got myself issue #3. So I have 1 through 4 of this series. I'm not 100% sure how many issues this goes, because I've only picked this up out of like 50-cent bins. So we'll see. You know, I'm gonna check it out and see what I can find out about it, and go from there. Next we have all new Wolverine issue number. This is 33. So this is the first appearance of Honey Badger
Ask him if he would like
in the
to go.
costume. So that's pretty cool. Not her first actual appearance, but first appearance in the costume. So definitely a cool book to have right there. Next we have this is Thanos Rising. This is issue number 1. Nice Scotty Young cover right there. As everyone knows, I'm a Scotty Young fan, so I love his artwork and everything. And I'm a Thanos fan, so kind of an added bonus. And this is, I think, the coming of age story with Thanos and everything, so definitely cool. Next we have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 249. So I got some Hobgoblin and Kingpin in this issue. And then also issue number 250. And then issue number 251. So I've seen this before with the mask and everything like that. Hobgoblin Unmasked. Next we have issue number 279. Face off between Jack Lantern and Silver Sable. And I want to say at some point the guy who's Jack Lantern actually ends up becoming the second Hobgoblin, or not, after like Ned Leeds, or he's one of the Hobgoblins. So that's it. That's the books that Evan sent me. Definitely, happy about that. So I want to say thank you to Evan for sending me those books. There's a bunch of other ones that he sent as well that are that just he was trying to go ahead and just kind of get rid of some space. And there's a lot of books. There's I want to say in total he probably sent me about 150 books of varying titles and everything like that. All types of crazy stuff, and it's just like these are the ones that I specifically had gone over with him and asked for, so I figured I'd just show these ones. The other ones are just all over the place. So at some point or another, maybe I'll get around to showing those. I just wanted to show these ones for this video. So with that, I'm gonna get going. Hope everyone has themselves a great rest of their day. I'm out. Happy collecting. See you guys later.